Hi everybody and welcome back. It's a surprise today. We're doing the Tim Holtz Accordion Book. Oh, so no surprise there, sorry. Right, well, I've had a day of it already. The, chimney sweep came. He's a lovely guy, but he somehow seems to manage to turn a 20-minute to half-hour job into an hour and a half. He feels it's his duty, obviously, to keep me up to date with what's going on, both in the world and locally. Oh dear, he is a nice bloke, like I say, but, I had things to do. And then the nurse rang this afternoon with my blood test results from last week, or the week before, or whenever I went to see her. So yeah, I've had enough already today. And so it's quite nice to sit down and do a bit of journaling. So you see, as I'm paging through this, that we haven't got far to go. We've got this page, which hopefully we'll do today, and then the cover. And then there you go. Well, we've got to make the little stand for it because I want it to go, in a little stand like we had the shabby chic one. So I think it looks nice. It's a nice place to keep it, isn't it? On your shelf. In a little stand. Right, so today's, I don't know, slightly different possibly, maybe, in as much as I want to make one of these policy sort of envelopes. So this is Tim's paper Backdrops 3, which is lovely on this side. It's exactly what I want. But on the other side, I don't fancy opening it up and saying that. I don't know, it just doesn't seem... It doesn't look right. So I'm going to cover it. I'm going to cover the inside. Cover Timmy paper up. I never thought I'd see the day. So what I'm going to use to cover it up is this beautiful coffee stained paper that Kyung so kindly sent me. All the way from Colorado. She sent me a sheaf of it and I have been saving. I've been hoarding it. But I thought today was a perfect day to use some. So I've taken a piece of what was a or letter, I guess it is actually, and cut it into 4-inch strips. And I'm going to use that to cover this. So I'm going to stick that to there, right to the bottom of there, and eventually stick that to there. And then when they both, if I do it this way, you can see, if I flip them both out, like that, then I'm going to put a piece of this, but it's not quite long enough, so I'll put a piece actually from the top to there and then another piece for here. That's the plan so far. I don't think I need to do anything to the flaps before I stick them on. It is going to be a policy type string and button closure, but I think there's nothing stopping us doing that. And this will actually introduce a bit of journaling, which is something that we haven't had. So yeah, let's stick this one on, stop faffing around and get some work done. So I'll tell you the measurements of these in case you're curious. This measures 3.5 inches like that, and the 4-inch wide, the same as the page. And I've just scored it 1/2 inch, so it now measures 3, hopefully. Yes, 3 inches. And the bottom one measures 4.5, and I've scored that at 1/2 inch, so it goes like that, and it'll be 4. This flappy bit will be 4. So we'll get a bit of an overlap going, which I quite like. So that's going to go there, that's going to go there, on the page properly. So that's the size of the overlap. Okay, great, marvellous. I'm just going to miter these corners just a touch, because sometimes you can see them and it's not attractive. Right. So I don't actually need anything. Usually I put something on the page, build the page up from a false bottom, as it were. Oh, false bottom. Oh, that's what mine is. Mine's a false bottom. I'm thin, really. I just wear a false fat bottom. Oh dear me. I'm too stressed today. That's the problem. In case you think I've gone mad. I think I might have done actually. Right, that's level with the top. So that's great there. Marvellous. So let's, excuse me, line that first. So we'll pop that up. And we're going to use one of these pieces of paper. And we're just going to stick it on right down there, and then I can trim it off at the bottom. I think that's the best thing to do. So let's put some glue. Shall I put it on the paper or on there? I'm more happy, I think, with the paper. So let's just measure this right to the top there. I can always trim it if it's just a little bit over, but I prefer it to be right first time. I think that's about it. And I need to cut it there. So let's just trim that with a good old Timmy trimmer. I hope everyone's doing all right, doing slightly better than I am anyway. Oh dear. You had days like that, don't you? They come around once in a while. Okay, so I'm going to use my colour, which Mr. F has kindly filled up for me. I love this paper and I'm very grateful to you, Keong. It's beautiful. She's so kind, Keong, isn't she? I think a good few of us have felt, have been the recipient of her kindness. She's so lovely to have in the group. And I've got half of her video from yesterday still to watch. I started to watch it too late and I was nodding off, and I don't want to waste it. So I've got half of that still to watch. So that'll be something nice to do later. Something to look forward to. Let's tip this way because it's slightly darker up this end. Right, so I want it on that edge, just to the top there. Make sure it's straight down there. Marvellous. So, need to just move that up a bit. Right, there we go. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'm just, well, I was going to say I'm going to take my brayer. I found it. I was going to take my brayer and just make sure it's good and flat. Because when you're sticking something thinner to something thicker, sometimes you do get the odd little bubble or whatever. There we are. Yeah, I should have inked this before I stuck it down. Well, if that's the only thing that goes wrong today, it'll be a blooming miracle. Yeah, I do need to kind of ink that if I can. I think I'll get out one of my finger inkers. I might stand more of a chance with that. And I've got a brown one already. That one, in fact. And I'm going to use my vintage photo, because if I make a mistake with this VersaFine and go too much onto the fabric, it never come off. And look at this, brand new vintage photo. I've only wanted a new one for about 2 years. So, oh, I can't even get into it. Oh goodness, my goodness, that's it. Phew, that bit was well on. Right, oh, I might as well round these corners, hadn't I, before I ink. And I inked the cardboard ones to half. The Timmy paper. Hark at me. So let's just round these off. No, doesn't want to round. Am I rounding it with a quarter? Yeah. That's why it's round in quarter. I think it's because it's a bit gluey as well. It's not helping. There we are, finally got there. Make sure when you're finished with doing whatever you're doing that you close those up, because as Julie from Camellia Crafts will tell you, if they're open and you drop it, they just break. So close them up when you've finished with them. Right, let's see if I can. Ooh, I don't know if I can. I might get a little bit to call it enough. Yeah. I'm not talking because I'm concentrating. Ooh. That'll be fine. That will be fine, I'm sure. Where's my other dauber? Here it is. Let's just go around its top bit. It's just I've inked absolutely everything else in this book. That hasn't quite cut off. Where's the half? This one. And I think it would look a bit odd if I didn't ink around here really, so let's just do that. There we are, that's fine. And I'll just bend that back a little bit and just do that, like that. Yeah, so new vintage ink is in, vintage photo, distress ink is in the house. My goodness. So you won't hear me anymore moaning and groaning on about how my vintage photo is dead. It's on its last legs. It's so much on its last legs. It's in the bin. I didn't even want to re-ink it because the felt was so worn. It only had one true place to go, and that was in the bin. Right, okay, I'm just going to leave that to dry as long as I can before I fold it over, because sometimes you can get wrinkles. Although I think we'll be alright there, I've squashed it down enough. Just pressing into that bend there with my bone folder whilst folding this over. Not sure how square that is. Let's square it up. There we go. Yeah, no wrinkles, so we're all right. And I think we're relatively square. Okay, so the next bit won't be quite such a trial because all we're doing is sticking this onto here. So let's just do that then. Oh, tell you what, before we do that, let's cut off where we want it. That's always an idea. Cut it off there. Lovely. Yeah, that'll just make it a bit easier, won't it? I think once I've finished, ostensibly finished this book anyway, I think I'll go back through and see if there's any bits that need just colouring, embossing, you know, anything like that. Oh, I meant to stick that under there. Will it come up? Will it come up? Will it? Will it? Will it? Let's see. I don't know if it will. I did know today was going to be one of those days, so I'd sort of prepared myself. No, I don't think it's going to, so let's just live with it. It'll not be the end of the world. Just stick that down again. No, it won't be the end of the world. It would have, when you do yours, tuck this bit in under there and just get a neater job. There we go, right. So, as you were. So I hope you're all having a good day. Feeling well, crafting away. Nothing better than crafting, is there? It's very, very relaxing. Well, sometimes it can be a bit hectic actually, when things start going wrong. Yeah, if you have a day like that, it's no fun. Right, that's okay there, I think. So let's just make sure that's squished down. Like that. I'll leave those just till they dry a little bit before I round them. Let's see if we can get this to fold on that crease. I think so. Marvellous. Let's crease that in like that. And I've got a little excess there of the paper, but it doesn't matter because it's going to hide the back of that, so it's quite useful. And that's going to get stuck onto there. Before I do that, I do want to, they're pretty dry, round the corners and ink it before I attach it, which will be a whole heck of a lot easier. Right, so let's ink around here. I'm going to go back to my, no, I'm better stick with a vintage photo now, haven't I? Otherwise it'll look a bit odd. That's just, I don't know why I'm using these scissors. They're embroidery scissors. They'll do the job. Right, let's ink this then. And I'm not going to ink along there because that's going to go there and I don't want to draw attention to that, which, you know, had I been more on my game, it wouldn't have been there. It would have been underneath this piece of paper. But, you know, it is what it is. And it's, you know, like I say, it's not the end of the world. Let's not miter those either, because that might draw attention to them. Let's put the lid on this. Right, so I want to get this right on the bottom, as straight as I can, straight up the sides. Yes, yes, yes. Lovely. That's great. So that's going to come down there. I've just got a little bit here sticking out. I just need to trim, I think, that. It's only a hair's breadth, but you can see it. And it's annoying me, so it's got to go. There we are. Right, okay, so we've now built up our flippy thing. It's not a pocket. It's just a flip up and down for the, you know, the express purpose of using it for journaling, and perhaps putting a photo in there that looks, you know, like it might have belonged to the person that owned it many years ago. Right, what I want to do now is put 2 holes in for the button closures. So let's get my ruler, excuse me, out. They measure 4, we know that. And I'm going to make mine 1 inch up from the bottom. Is that 1 inch? No, it's 1 inch. It's 1 inch and 1/8 actually. You can make it anything you like, really. It's an arbitrary amount. But mine happens to be 1 inch and 1/8, okay? So I'm going to make a mark there. And then down here, we want it, for example, there. Yeah, I'll go there. Which is, well, that's 2 inches up from the bottom. I want it a little bit lower than that. That's 1.5 inches. That's too much. Let's go for 1 3/4 then. and make a mark at 2 inches, which we know is half the width. So what I'm going to do is make 2 holes with my crocodile and the smallest setting, the 1/8 of an inch setting. And just line up where the mark is, if I can see it. Yeah, it's there. Just checking. There, and this one on the bottom. I could have done this really before I stuck them into the book. Might have been a bit of an idea, but you know, I'll get there. Fortunately, I have a big bite crocodile, so I can manage to. I can't even see where it is. That's where it is. Right, I think they're okay. I hope they are. So let's have a look. Where's the page gone? Here it is. So we've now got our 2 holes, and they should line up because we've measured them. So what I need to put on there now are the 2 button, as they're called, button closures. They are, in fact, please tell me I haven't lost one. No, of course I haven't lost one. What I have done is I've taken a piece of craft. It was medium weight craft actually, and I just punched out 2-inch circles, stuck 2 together just with the art glitter glue, and marked the centre. And I have a very nifty tool for marking the centre. Look at that, a middle for diddle. It's really clever, isn't it? Mr. F made me this, of course, and it's an inch circle, and I think that's a 2-inch circle. And all you do is you line your circle up under there like that on the inch side, and it's got a hole right in the middle. You stick your pencil in and you can't go wrong, which is excellent, because prior to that my my middles weren't really middle. So what I'm going to do now is, and this is the bit where it can go wrong actually, you marked your middle, but if you don't get your middle right in the middle of the hole, it can still be wrong. So try your hardest, and I'm just going to push that through. Right, so yeah, I mean that's not in the middle, and that's my fault from where I've punched it, but it will be near enough, honestly it will. So I need 2 brads of some description, which will be in one of my boxes. Metal bits. Brads in there? Yeah, there's brads in there. Let's take that out. So let's have a look at our choices. I've got tin ones, obviously, but I also have these ones. Oh, what's that? That's a tin one. That's a tin one with a nice, let me bring that up to you, nice hexagonal head on it. I like that. That's very nice. Let's see if I've got another one that matches that. I should have kept these all separate. I know that now, but I didn't. So they're all in here all over the place. So I'm just looking for another one with a hexagonal head that's the same colour. Wow, and I found it. Right, that's 2 of those. They will do the job perfectly. So let's shut that up before everything starts falling out. We're all right so far. So what we need to do is just pop our button on, pop the brad through, open up the legs, there we go. Now if you're particularly pedantic, you can cover that with something, and I'm not particularly pedantic, but I probably will cover it up with one of the, you know, the little bits of ephemera that you get in the packs. just to make a job of it really. Just to make it look finished when you open it up. So that's that. When we come to the end, I'll tie the string round, but it's looking quite nice so far, I think. Now to decorate it. Well, keeping with the floral theme that we have throughout the journal. Let's just get my butterfly right, there we are. I thought that we would do some of those die cuts. The Sizzix die cuts that I do in paint. So Mr. F cut me a couple out this morning. This one. So I've just got to be careful with that button, but there's enough play in it to let me get that behind it. So I'll glue them on and then cut it right across there. So there's that one, and this one needs embossing again. It hasn't got enough embossing powder on it. And then this one that I want sort of kind of, I don't know where. Let's try it first without the button. About there, I would have thought. Like that, I quite like that. It's a bit unfortunate because it's all going to have to go under that button, but that'll be all right. That'll be fine. But before I do that, I really need to emboss this again. Hasn't been embossed evenly, and it doesn't look brilliant. So let's just take a piece of paper, and did I put my embossing? No, it's there. And I'm using Seth Apter embossing powder. Oh blimey, I can't remember what you call it now. But it gives a lovely finish. You just have to hold your heat gun on it for slightly longer than you would normally when you're normally embossing.
Fossilised amber?
Fossilized, no.
Something like that?
Yeah, something like that, but no, that's an ink colour. Yeah, I can't remember what you call it now. So I'm using my embossing dauber, but to be honest, the top of it is so fluffy. Doesn't really deliver it overly well.
Beeswax?
Beeswax, that's it. Well done, Mr. F. Right, so let's get some of this on here. If you're doing it, you might as well do it properly, hadn't you? Lovely, there we go. Get my tweezers. I have done it once. It has had one lot of powder on it, but I think I just missed some places. So preserve as much of that as I can, because it's like, well, it's rarer than gold dust in this country. You just can't get it. Somebody kindly sent it to me. So I use it very sparingly actually. Right, so get your heat gun going up to temperature. Pop the lid on that. And it does take a while. It takes slightly longer than normal embossing powder. It goes and you think it's gone, but you just have to hang on to your heat just a little bit more to make it go smooth, otherwise it ends up quite bumpy. So it's gone there, but I'm just holding on a little bit longer. That's it. Yeah. Never loses its attraction, does it, watching embossing powder go? It's like magic. There we go. I think we're all right like that. That's certainly better than it was. You know, definitely a long way better. So let's just pop that over there. Put that there. It's lovely having this media mat that I can heat things up on or whatever, and not worry about it, you know. Okay, so yes, the problem of where we're going to put these. That one I want right up in that corner. This one is cooled down. And that one there. Mr. F has just given me a brilliant idea. And he's so right. The button's only held by a brad. So let's take it out, glue the flowers down. Where would I be with it, Mr. F? I do not know. The man's a genius. A genius, I tell you. Yeah, and I've got something else I want to stick down as well, honestly. What is going on? Well, at least we've got the place for these. We know where they're going. Let's see if I can get this one out as well. Yeah, we've got them and we know where they're going, so that's great. The other thing that I've got that I wanted to use was, this is another die cut. I don't know how well you can see that there. It's a grid. That's what it is. And I've painted it, just cut it out of mixed media paper. And I've painted it sort of various shades of brownie colours. I just thought that would look quite nice there, but not in its entirety. It's a bit too big. But let's put these down and we'll see where we're at. So that's going to go right there. This one is going to go about there. I quite like the look of that. And I want them to cross over there. And then I'm going to bring a piece of twine through that grid and tie it in a bow. That's the plan. That is the plan. So I don't want all of this grid, I don't think. So let's just tear some off. It's lovely stuff, this. I mean, it's really useful. I like it a lot. Just tear a little bit off there so it doesn't look square along the bottom. Don't want that. Perish the fact it would look square. There we are, right, okay. Yeah, that's much more kind of organic looking. So, let's stick this on first then. Now this is going to be fun, sticking this on. I've seen people put glue on the back of their hands and, oh, I'll tell you what I could use, that snail. Let's use the snail. I think it's in the mood to work. That should work. Oh no, it's just going to tear it. That's no good. Okay, plan B. It's stuck to my finger. What I'm going to do is put some glue on the back of my hand, like that. I'm just going to dab this in. And I've seen people do this on the craft programs on the telly, and it seems to work, so I'm going for it. Yeah, it feels gluey. Right, let's pop that there then. Oh, I think that works, you know. I do believe it works. Let's press that down and pick up any loose glue that there is, although there shouldn't be a lot. There we go, let's wipe that off. Yeah, I mean, that seems to work, guys. Who knew? Right, so I've got this to stick down. So, what I want to do is put that on and then cut it. It needs to be cut. So let's cut it first. Let's cut it along there. Fabulous. So let's stick this on. These are quite solid once you've embossed them, which makes them easier to glue, but they seem to be slightly more resistant to sticking down. So make sure you've got plenty glue on it. Lovely. Right, I want this right up in that corner, but I want that level with the bottom. like that. Right, let's get the towel out for this. There we are. Okay, and here's my stem. Now, no, I'm going to have to make it match it, I think. Usually I have kind of as much prepared for you as I can, but today I'm slightly less well prepared than normal, so sorry about that, guys. Just bear with me. Right, there we are. Now I don't want that coming all the way down, so I'm going to chop it off about there. Oh yeah, my plan of putting it through the mesh, yeah, that's gone by the way. Let's pick this up because I do want to put I don't want to glue that down yet. I do want to put the bow underneath there, so I'll leave sticking that bit down till later. There we are. Now our other flowers, which are here. I want really as much as I can to show. Maybe down to there, I think. So it's just at the top of that leaf. Okay, stick this on. This is my first attempt. Thought I'd do it in blue to match the background, but my watercolour pen was delivering just so much watercolour. I couldn't control it, so it was obviously having a bad hair day too. But I wanted to do this page today because I want to do the last page tomorrow. I'm excited about it. And I know that some of you guys are following along and you'd want to know what was occurring. Okay. So now this piece. Oh, I've got green on both sides. Oh, that's the embossed side, so must be the side we're going with. So, yes, I did say on the group yesterday evening what project I am going to do once this is finished, and I asked you to guess what you thought it might be, and some of you said boho, or that's going to be awkward getting that to match. I'm going to have to push that up a little bit and snip a bit off there just to get it to match at the bottom. Ugh. Let's just see what's going on here. Yeah, that's fine. Doesn't want to stick now because I've handled it so much. Dear me. Yeah, some of you said boho, which is a very good guess. I haven't done any boho for ages and ages. And I do have quite a lot of supplies for a boho journal. But that wasn't the correct answer. Some of you said grunge. Some of you said shabby chic. But we did the shabby chic one not long ago, if you remember. The one before this, actually. So, no, it's not that. That's okay there. I'm going to cut that off at the bottom. Not dead even with that one, but pretty even. So there we are, let's get that stuck down. Apart from this bottom bit on both stems. So, yeah, what do you think it's going to be? I did tell you on the group, actually on that post, I did say what it was going to be. But in case you missed it, let me tell you, it's going to be Edith Holden. And it's going to be an accordion journal just the same, because I think they're doable. I think we all feel that we can do them and not get too bogged down by them, which is great, because you start a journal and it's a big undertaking, isn't it? You know, just need a little bit of glue under there because that's not sticking. It does go like this sometimes, these, once they're embossed. They can be awkward to get down. Yeah, I think we're okay there. Right, what I'm going to do now is put a twine bow around it. And I've got this twine here, it's very fine. I'll just take a length of that. And I probably want it double because it really is fine. And you do want to see it, otherwise there's no point putting it on. So, there, like that, up to there. I'm just going to tie a bow, or attempt to tie a bow. My bow tying abilities are usually rubbish when I'm filming, so we'll see what happens here. Looks okay so far. This is the tricky bit though that always gets me. Okay, well so far so good. Let's just shorten the ears. Shorten the bunny ears. Which is the long one there? Is it that one? No, it's that one. Yeah, I think that's fine. I quite like that. Let's pull one of those in as well. Lovely. That's actually worked. My goodness, what is going on? Right, okay, so that's that. I need to stick these down. I quite like that. I hope you like it. Before I stick those down though, let's just do a little bit of thinking, actually. I've got glue everywhere. Oh my goodness, I hate that feeling. I've laid out two pieces of ephemera that are they're just small and pretty inconsequential really on their own, but I just thought maybe I could tuck one in there like that. I quite like the red there because it sort of goes with the red that's up here. I also laid out this one, and I thought that for all it's quite plain, I could stamp red on it and it would go with that. There's a question now, isn't it? Which one shall I do? I don't know. I think I'm going to go for that one, you know. And I just want to make it slightly smaller. I'm just going to cut it closer to the edge of the label, printed label. And I'm going to stamp on it in red. There we go, let's see what that looks like. Yeah, I think that's better. Yeah, like that. So let's get the stamps out, get the red ink out. Let's see what we're going to put on it. I've got my field notes stamps to hand, of course. What does it say? 4 directions. So, what have I got? Well, I think we all know by heart what I've got now. I've got a little number there that I could put there, and directions. I could put day or night. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. So, do I really need to use a block for this? Probably not. But, oh, looks like it's going to stick. So yeah, let's go with it. So I'm going to put that up at the top. Perfect. And this one, there is room for that, isn't there? Yeah. I just want the bit that says day or night. So I don't want to get ink on the other part of the stamp. So I'm going to stick that on first because it doesn't want to stick. I thought it was all going too well. Let's pop that on there. Right, I'm going to mask off the bit that I don't want and just leave the bit that says day or night and ink that up. I've got this in my wrong hand now, but it'll work because we could make it work. There we go. And stamp that day or night onto there. There we go. Doesn't that look nice? Well, you can't see it. I'll bring it up. It's a bit bright today, isn't it? There you go. Looks good, doesn't it? I like making my own bits of ephemera. So, right, back to the book. So that's going to go there. We're going to ink around it and stick that there. I think that looks nice. I like it. And if I like it, we're all right. That's what's going in the book. I love making my own ephemera, particularly the field note stamps, because they're so blinking useful. When I first got them, I made a whole set of all of the stamps. I'm going to pop that there, right there. Let's glue that down. And cut them out, and I mean, I've used them all ages ago, but I should do it again really, because they're useful to have. Okay, let's just get that in there as far as we can. Get it kind of straight. That looks kind of straight to me. There we go. Now I can stick this down over there. That's the plan. Put a little bit on the back of that twine, just so it catches too. Just got a little bit of seepage there. Oh, sorry about my phone, I usually turn it off. I forgot. Right, so that's what we've got for the front of our pocket. Looks nice, doesn't it? Well, I think it looks nice anyway. I mean, you could put something up there if you wanted. I just kind of like it looking like that. I think it looks... I just like it. I just like it. Excuse me. We've got the buttons to put on, and we've also got to find 2 bits of ephemera just to pop on the back where the brad goes. So let's see if I've got 2 sort of circular pieces. Oh, I've got tickets, look. Actually, I've got a whole box of tickets somewhere. Let's see if I can find them. Are they in here? Tickets, yes they are. So, yeah, any of those tickets will do, I would say, would do the job. So let's put the buttons back on and see the size of the problem that we have, which won't be vast. No, I can't get that in. Come on. Come on. It's because the legs aren't close enough together. Okay, let's try you here. Once they've been sprung open, these, they don't like going back closely. That's it. So I want all of this out of here, really. Like that. Okay. Let's just put them that way. So it's the horizontal. Do that. Let's get one of our tickets. This one looks fine to me. And it's going to flop down that way, so we want that there. So let's just ink around it. You could really go to town with this if you wanted. But I want this, you know, the idea of doing this was so as there would be at least some journaling in this journal. It's become much more of a sort of art journal. Oh, come on, glue. Oh. Come on, glue. You know you want to work. Well, it doesn't want to work, so let's move on to collal. That'll be fine. Lovely, let's stick that over. So as I say, this will flop down, so we need it this way, so as we're able to read it. There we are, let's just press it down. And then this one at the top, let's get that in. Yeah, these legs don't want to stay together either, but they're going to go in one way or the other. Let's put the long one in first, and then sort of pivot off that. There we go. And open those up horizontally again. Like that, and we'll pop another ticket on there. Here. Hooray. Lovely. Glue that into position. Just about there, I would say. Lovely. I'm so gluey. It's hard to stick anything down because I'm sticking myself to it. That's lovely. That's all that's needed. Everybody knows they're there to hide the legs of the Brad, but we have taken the time to do it. So, and that, I think that's pretty much it, apart from the twine. I'm going to use this twine. It's not quite as hairy as the other twine that I used to tie the flowers. I think that's it. Yes, Mr. F? What you got to say? Nothing? I thought he'd come to offer some pearls of wisdom. So I'm just going to tie this around here. Underneath.
I said airy twine, I thought you wanted me.
So tie it once there and then back up under here. And it just sort of allows a little bit more space underneath the button for tying it off. Like that. And then one more. And we can cut the loose end off. There we go. Where's my little white scissors, these ones? Just get under the button as much as you can and cut that off. And then it's going to be awkward this because of that, but we'll just have to live with it. So it goes under there, back up, round there, like that, and that's it. Doesn't really need anything else apart from that. So let's just cut that there. You could put a charm on that if you want to. Yeah, I'm wondering if I should put a charm on it. I don't know, I can't decide. I'll leave that and come back to it when we're doing our grand roundup of things that need to be done just to finish it off. I can decide then whether or not I want to put a charm on it. I'm not altogether sure that that's been inked along there, so I'll just give it another inking if it has been inked. And along here. There we go. So a bit of a different page today, but a pretty page, I think, and in keeping with all the rest of the flowers. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. I wanted to just add one of these these were released in the last Ideology release. I also want to just put some ink along there as well. See, all these things, just to finish it off. Yeah, these were in the latest Ideology release, the 2022 one, and they're called Snapshots, and you get 36 of them. And they're like family photographs, really. That's exactly what they are. And I thought that one of them would look quite nice in here, like somebody had put it in there as a keepsake. That also you can journal on the back. So there's sort of different sizes. I really like that one. They just look so young and carefree. I only want one. Oh, look at these three guys. 3 dudes. Somebody's house. I mean, they're fabulous, really. I love them. And I can think of loads and loads and loads of uses for them. This lady we've seen before is a paper doll. You recognise her? And those girls as well. Oh, I like that one with the 2 chaps with the car. Maybe I'll put that in there. I wonder what year that would be. Any idea, Mr. F, what year that might be, that car? Well, that one says 1940 on it. Oh, they look so happy. I hope they were happy.
Looks like sort of Prohibition era, doesn't it?
1930s.
That's what I would say.
Yeah, I want to just write on it, sort of 1930s. I don't know if I've got a pen suitable to do that with, actually. So, given that I don't think I have, I'm just going to pop that one in, which I really like. I'm not going to ink it yet. When we come back, I might ink it just to make it look more authentic. But as it stands at the minute, this video has been amply long enough. I'm just going to pop that in there and call this page done. So, how would it be if we came around this way? Would it be any easier? Yeah, I think so. Like that, up around there. There we go. So, this needs thinking about. The photograph inside it needs thinking about. But ostensibly, that is the page. I hope you like it. If you don't feel inclined to paint your own flowers, use coloured cardstock. You know, just to give yourself an easy time of it. And that leaves us now with just either the back cover or the front cover, whichever way you look at it. I quite like that, actually. It is slightly different, but it's all flowery and all in keeping, and quite a useful page. So there you go. Thanks very much for joining me today. And tomorrow be the finish. It'll be the end. Okay, see you soon. Bye.